Owned Good Karma brand station.
It's time for Marquette College Game Day, powered by ESPN Milwaukee.
Marquette the other way. Stevie Mitchell, the full 94, hangs, shoots, has it blocked, got it back, and laid it up and in. And Marquette's lead is 10.
Tonight, it's 18th-ranked Marquette taking on Seton Hall in the Cream City.
Marquette with the basketball. Cam Jones, open three. Pure. There you go. Sweet.
Brought to you by National Liquor Mart, Cousin Subs, and Marquette Athletics.
And it's over. Marquette's losing streak is done at 3. Marquette defeats DePaul 68-58. Win by 10 at Fiserv Forum.
Live from the atrium inside Fiserv Forum, here's Brian D.
Well, the show is about to get significantly taller. Welcome into Fiserv Forum on a Tuesday evening, and welcome into Marquette College Game Day on 94.5 ESPN. My name is Brian D. with you until 7:30 tonight. At that point, Gabe Neitzel takes over with your network pregame coverage, and at 8 o'clock, Marquette's week-long hiatus from play ends as they host the Seton Hall Pirates, looking to improve tonight to 11-4 in conference play and bring themselves in a tie for second place in the Big East Conference, just 2 games back of the St. John's Red Storm. Plenty to get into this evening. We'll update you on those Big East standings as Marquette still hanging around the top and keeping themselves in contention for a Big East regular season championship with 3 weeks or so to play. And then a lot of activity happening inside Fiserv Forum tonight outside of the basketball game. At halftime tonight, Marquette legend Jim Chones going to have his number retired and hung from the rafters forever. And momentarily here at Fiserv Forum, recent Marquette legend Oso Ighodaro set to join the show. Oso being honored tonight, the 79th Annual McCahill Award. It's the highest honor bestowed upon a student athlete at Marquette. He's the recipient this year. He's going to join us in just a couple of minutes here to talk about his 4 years at Marquette and what life is like in the NBA now. Oso drafted in the second round by the Portland Trail Blazers this past summer, and then immediately traded to his hometown Phoenix Suns. So what a trip for Oso. And if you haven't been keeping up with Oso's NBA career in Season 1, it's not like he's just riding the end of the bench. Dude is getting significant minutes as a rookie in the NBA, playing alongside Kevin Durant and Devin Booker on a team that is flirting with the play-in tournament in the Western Conference. So a bunch to get into here on Marquette College Game Day. Oso Ighodaro set to join us in just a couple of minutes. Before we get to Oso, let's look back at the last time these two teams played. It was about a month ago. Marquette was in New Jersey, and as is the case with many Marquette victories this season, turnovers were the story of the game. And I think if Marquette is going to right the ship and get really back into contention for a Big East regular season title, it's going to start on the defensive end of the floor. Marquette took down Seton Hall handily on January 21st, 76-59. Cam Jones scored 19 points that night, which is great. Always good to see him leading the way. But a lot of the offensive production for Marquette that evening in the first matchup between these two teams was generated on the defensive side of the floor. Marquette forced 24 turnovers in that game. Stevie Mitchell was dogging the Pirates. Chase Ross had 5 steals in that game. So, again, the recipe for success in this Marquette team's superpower all season long has been the ability to shut off the faucet. And in years past, Marquette has won offensively. They've had a top 10 offense. They had Tyler Kolek being the straw that stirred the drink and just created a lot of things offensively that made them super successful. It's been a little bit different this year, where their superpower is turning off the faucet on opponents for extended periods of time. And when they are able to do that, they can run away from teams. That's exactly what happened on January 21st against the Seton Hall Pirates. Once again, a 76-59 victory about a month ago. He's dapping up marketing, and he's going to join us right now. He's being honored tonight, and he's wearing a slick Marquette Letterman jacket. I don't know if that's school sanctioned or not. We're going to ask him momentarily. He's being honored tonight during the first half with the 79th McCahill Award. It's bestowed upon a great student athlete. It's a huge honor. Oso Ighodaro, now a center for the Phoenix Suns, Marquette alum. Oso, thanks for joining us, man. Appreciate you taking the time. I know what's a busy day. What's it like being back at Marquette? I got to believe the spring last year was a whirlwind, going from season to draft training to Phoenix. What's it like being back?
It's been great. Just getting to see the guys again, the coaches and everyone. It's just like seeing your family again. So it's been a blessing that we were able to get this done and get me back on campus.
So I know you've been being honored all day, and you got to spend some time around the team earlier. How closely have you been able to follow this year's Marquette team after you left last spring?
I mean, I still talk to those guys every day. Those are my best friends for the rest of my life. So I've been keeping up with them, try to watch the games if I'm not playing. So as much as I can, I've been watching.
It was cool to see you get some love as you walked into the Al McGuire Center earlier. The Marquette basketball account showed a really cool video, I think, of Jonah Lucas, and I think it was Al Amadou that jumped all over you. Do you feel the impact that you've had on this program? I know the fan base has felt it. Are you able, even with a couple of months' distance, to feel just how much of an impact you had on Marquette?
For sure. I'm super proud of what we've built here and just the way we go about things, the relationships we've built, and every time I come back, it's like that. So I really appreciate the love and super proud of everything we've done.
Oso Ighodaro joins us here on Marquette College Game Day, 94.5 ESPN. Let's shift forward to the NBA, and we'll get back to Marquette and this year's team. But did you have a welcome to the NBA moment? Did you get swatted by somebody earlier? Did you see a player that you grew up idolizing? What was your welcome to the NBA moment?
I would say our first preseason game was against the Lakers, and I got subbed in and immediately had to guard LeBron and AD, and just going from the kid watching those guys growing up to getting subbed in and having to guard them was special.
That's got to be so crazy. How do you guard LeBron or AD?
You just play as hard as you can and do the things we taught at Marquette. And I mean, it's really just about competing. Those are all-time great players, and you just got to go after it.
So speaking of all-time great players, you're now sharing a locker room with a couple of them and calling them teammates. How much of a trip is it for you to be now teammates with Kevin Durant and Devin Booker, and I'm sure guys that you grew up idolizing?
Yeah, it's great. It's a special moment just to be able to call those my teammates and my brothers and to go out and compete with them every night.
Oso Ighodaro joins us here on Marquette College Game Day. He's back being honored with the 79th McCahill Award for being an awesome student athlete at Marquette. When you look back in your 4 years at Marquette, Oso, what's the one game or one moment that sticks out to you the most?
I would say my junior year beating UConn before we went to win the Big East tournament.
At MSG.
That was special. It was a special game. Just the way we competed, it was a memory I'll have for the rest of my life.
So you're such a fascinating player in Marquette history, in my opinion, for a couple of reasons. Number one, you didn't have to stay, right? And correct me if I have my timeline wrong. Wojo recruited you, and you decided to stay through the pandemic with Shaka, and I got to believe it's one of the best decisions you ever made. But take me back to that offseason after your freshman year. What was it about Shaka that made you decide I want to stick it out here in Milwaukee?
Yeah, I had connected with Shaka a little bit in the recruiting process. I considered going to Texas out of high school. But when he came and spoke to me, I believed the plan he had for me. And he came out to campus, put me through some workouts, and he pushed me harder than I'd ever been pushed in my life. And I knew I wanted that grind and I wanted to get better, so he was the perfect coach for me.
What was the moment where you knew you could be an NBA player? I'm sure you dream about that growing up, playing high-level basketball like you did, but was there a moment at Marquette where you're like, oh man, something's clicked and I think I can take this to the next level?
Yeah, I would say going into my junior year, I took a big leap from sophomore to junior year. I really worked the hardest I'd ever worked in my life, and I got a lot better. And the way I played my junior year, I knew I had a chance, and I came back for my senior year and helped my case a little bit.
Can I tell you the moment it was for me?
What?
So last year at the Big East tournament at MSG, you guys were playing the first game against Villanova, and it went to overtime, and the play that actually proved it to me was a play that didn't count. You guys ran a crazy out-of-bounds sideline play, and you threw like a backhanded bounce pass dime to Cam that he picked right up in stride and laid up for what we thought was a buzzer beater, ultimately like a millisecond too late. But that passing ability has become a huge part of your game offensively. How much did you work on that late in your Marquette career, and how much is it paying dividends at the next level now?
For sure. The coaches put that belief in me and put the ball in my hands and allowed me to make plays at my position, which is definitely special. So I just poured into my ball handling and my passing, and it's helped out a lot.
How much are you able to stay in touch with Tyler Kolek? I know that you and Tyler are going to be intertwined together because of what you accomplished at Marquette. He jumped on with our station a couple of months ago, but how much are you able to keep up with what he's doing? For
sure. We check in, just make sure that we kind of compare our journeys a little bit, make sure that we're on track, doing the right things. And it's great having someone from Marquette go through this process with me because we know what to compare it to and we know our habits that we created here. So it's great. He's my brother, one of my best teammates I've ever played with, so I love Tyler.
All right, last one for you. You said when you spoke with the team earlier, this group has everything it takes. What did you mean by that? What is it about this group that you've seen that makes you believe they can have a deep run into March this year?
They have every single player on the roster bought into the identity of the team, the defense, the grit, the togetherness. They've shown flashes throughout this year of what they can be, and I think if they put it together, they can do everything they want from this year. It's not going to be easy, but they have enough, and I believe in them.
Well, we're all hoping for it, man. We're enjoying watching you from afar. Congratulations on all the success. Appreciate you popping by. And the jacket is sweet. Walk me through the jacket. That's got to be a custom job.
Yeah, my agent got this done for me. Got my high school, my Marquette stuff. So it has everything important to me on here.
You can check it out now on the ESPN Milwaukee YouTube stream. It looks awesome. Oso Iguodaro being honored tonight, 79th McKay Hill Award, star student athlete, Marquette legend. Appreciate you popping by.
Thank you.
We will take a look at the updated Big East standings on the other side. This is Marquette College Game Day on 94.5 ESPN.
Marquette College Game Day with Brian D continues after this. 94.5 ESPN is the home of Marquette basketball.
Your taste buds are in luck. The Reuben is back at Cousin Subs. Try this classic sub grilled to order just for you. Stacked with corned beef, Wisconsin Swiss cheese, and sauerkraut topped with Thousand Island dressing and served on rye bread. And our delicious mint shake is back. Both the Reuben and mint shake can be ordered via the Cousins app or online for a limited time only. Cousin Subs. We believe in better.
The second half of the basketball season is here, and the race to the playoffs is heating up on Prize Picks, the best place to cash in on your favorite sports. With over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings, Prize Picks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. The app is really simple to use. Pick 2 or more players across any sport, pick more or less on their projection, and you can win up to 1,000 times your money. Don't miss your chance to cash in as the league's best fight for playoff positioning. Join Prize Picks, America's #1 daily fantasy sports app, available to play in more than 40-plus states, including California and Texas. Download the Prize Picks app today and use code WI. Get $50 instantly when you play $5. That's code WI on Prize Picks to get $50 instantly when you play $5. Win or lose, you'll get $50 for just playing. Guaranteed. Prize Picks. Run your game. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
Hi, this is John Neal, CPA and founder of the Neal Group. Happy New Year. How's business? Do you really know? We recently worked with several clients who thought they knew, but they didn't because their books were not in order. Imagine thinking you were making $1 million, but because your books are a mess, you were really only making $200,000. Quite a difference. Imagine finding out expenses were not recorded properly or sales were double recorded. If these happen to you, we can help. We work with our clients to clean up their books and give them the information they need to know where their business is now and where it is going in the future. Don't wait. Start on the path to less stress, more cash in your pocket, and no more sleepless nights. Call us at 414-325-2040 or visit neilgroup.net today to book a meeting. We can talk over Zoom, the phone, in our office, or your place of business. Yes, we like to visit our business clients. Don't wait any longer. Call 414-325-2040 or visit nealgroup.net.
Woo! Hey, this is Ben Brust from Kyle Brust and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin. People can't stop screaming about the Screamin' Sicilian frozen pizza, and no wonder. There's plenty to scream about, like the buttery stone-fired crust, secret recipe tomato sauce, mounds of whole milk mozzarella, and tons of premium toppings. Find Screamin' Sicilian in your local grocer's freezer and find out for yourself why Sport called Screamin' Sicilian's Holy Pepperoni frozen pizza the best of the best. Screamin' Sicilian, taste what all the screamin' is about.
You're listening to Marquette College Game Day with Brian D. Brought to you by National Liquor Mart, Cousin Subs, and Marquette Athletics on the home of Marquette basketball, 94.5 ESPN.
I'm super proud of y'all. It's really special watching y'all play, and being away from it really just makes me miss it and appreciate it that much more. So just don't ever forget what we have here and what y'all have built, what we have built. Just it's really special watching y'all play every day, how y'all go about things, how y'all interact with each other. And I'm proud of y'all, bro. Y'all can do something special this year. Y'all already believe it. Just keep buying in, keeping your heads clear. Y'all got enough, bro. So that's really all I got.
That is the voice of Oso Ighodaro. This is Marquette College Game Day on 94.5 ESPN. My name is Brian D. with you until 7:30 this evening. Marquette taking on Seton Hall here at Fiserv Forum. Oso just joined us live in person here at Fiserv. He's being honored during the first half of tonight's game with the 79th McCahill Award, given annually to a top student athlete at Marquette. He's back in town, going to be honored tonight. And if you missed any of our conversation, head on over to the ESPN Milwaukee YouTube page. You can watch it back or listen back at WisconsinOnDemand.com later. And Oso is so impactful with what's happening in this year's team. And I think one of the lasting effects of his time at Marquette that is bleeding through to this year's team is the fact that you can survive adversity. And Oso's career was built around adversity. As we discussed with him a couple of minutes ago, he had every opportunity to leave Marquette after Steve Wojciechowski left because he was recruited by Wojo. And he decided to put his faith in Shaka Smart, and now he's in the NBA. And Marquette's experiencing a little adversity right now, going through a 3-game losing streak, snapping it last week at home with a win over DePaul. And now they've got an opportunity over the next 3 weeks to have all of their goals still lying in front of them. And if you don't believe me, that really is the truth. Some things are shaking and moving and happening in the Big East, and Marquette is still right in the thick of this conference title race. St. John's 13-2, 2 games clear of Creighton. But if Marquette's able to win tonight against Seton Hall, who's 2-12 in conference play, Marquette's going to be tied for second in the Big East at the night close. And you look at the upcoming schedule for the Golden Eagles at Villanova on Friday night, not going to be an easy game. Villanova is actually beating UConn right now in Storrs, Connecticut. So Villanova's still got some sauce, but Marquette has already beaten that Villanova team handily. Then you get Providence, who's a bottom feeder this year. Then you get Georgetown, who's a bottom feeder this year. And you finish off at UConn, who's not unbeatable this year. And home senior day against St. John's, you get another crack at them, and that was a 2-possession game at the end. So if Marquette runs the table, the conference title for the regular season is still very much in play. And you can look back and go, woe is me, and think, oh, man, if we had one of those 3 games against UConn, St. John's, and Creighton that were all really close, they'd be in a much better position right now. And you'd be right, they would be. But all of their goals still lie in front of them, and the NCAA tournament still lies ahead. And Marquette is going to be in, and you just never know what happens in March Madness. But it starts tonight. Get a victory over Seton Hall, who is going to be no gimme. And I think that's something to acknowledge at this point, and it's important. Seton Hall beat UConn over the weekend in overtime. So even though Seton Hall is 2-12, they're coming off arguably their biggest win of the season. And I think that was probably a blessing for Marquette because they theoretically could have gone into this game after a week-long break from play and got, home game Tuesday night, 8 o'clock, Seton Hall, we got this one. There's no way Shaka Smart had his group overlook this team after they knocked off UConn in overtime over the weekend. So maybe a blessing in disguise for Marquette that happened over the weekend. And if they can rip off a couple of wins here, the Big East regular season title still very much in play. We'll take a look at bracketology on the other side. A brand new edition from ESPN's Joe Lenardi dropped earlier this morning. We'll see where the Golden Eagles are at, see where Wisconsin's at. And yes, UConn is a really scary team, and could Marquette match up with them or potentially play spoiler for somebody else? We'll walk you through all that on the other side. This is Marquette College Game Day, brought to you all season long by National Liquor Mart, Cousin Subs, and Marquette Athletics. More next on 94.5 ESPN.
More Golden Eagles hoops talk coming up on Marquette College Game Day with Brian D. 94.5 ESPN is the home of Marquette basketball.
Hey, this is Brad Nortman, here to tell you about my friends at Bank 5-9. Everywhere I go throughout the area, I see Bank 5-9, and it's no wonder why. Not only do they have 14 branch locations, but their employees spend nearly 9,000 hours each year volunteering in the communities that they serve. That's on top of the financial support that they provide to several hundred nonprofits right here in southeastern Wisconsin. If you're looking for a true local community bank, check them out today at bank59.com. Member FDIC.
Food's here at Quick Trip, and it's ready when you are. Hungry and on the go? How about a corn dog? Crispy golden cornmeal batter coating around a juicy hot dog. So delicious. Craving pizza? Quick Trip's Pothole Pizza is just what you need. Thin, crispy crust and a savory sauce, piled high with a blend of cheese. Food's here. Fuel up at your one-stop shop for snacks and meals that hit the spot. Only at Quick Trip.
Big trucks can be intimidating. If you've been seriously injured in a truck crash, call Gruber Law Offices today. Trucking law can be extremely complicated. You don't want to take on the insurance company alone. Gruber Law Offices has the experience, the resources, and of course, the results. We know truck law. We know the rules and regulations. We know what it takes to win. Call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
So many of our youth carry unimaginable burdens. Anger, depression, even thoughts of suicide. At Rawhide Youth Services, we recognize their pain. We help them find hope and healing. For those that need a second chance at life, we refuse to give up on them. Please be a part of our life-saving work. When you donate your used vehicle to Rawhide, you're helping change the lives of countless youth in our communities. Go to rawhide.org/donate and help them realize a brighter future today.
Love is in the air at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. This February, play to your heart's content in the Love It or Leave It $300,000 game show. Thursday night, you could love your prize or leave it for another. For a chance to cuddle up to thousands in cash and prizes, just play using your rewards card. Get ready to love it or leave it. Only at Potawatomi. Learn more at paysbig.com. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Ready to tackle your home improvement project this winter? Exterior Pros and Baths is here to help you score big with quality home exterior and shower upgrades. As a 5-time President's Club Award winner, Exterior Pros is not playing around. With flexible financing, it's never been easier to invest in your home without breaking the bank. Get started today and save $2,000. Visit extpros.com or call 262-800-4274. That's 262-800-4274. Trust the pros and kick off your home transformation today.
This is Marquette College Game Day with Brian D. Brought to you by National Liquor Mart, Cousin Subs, and Marquette Athletics on the home of Marquette basketball, 94.5 ESPN.
Are you listening?
UConn is in trouble once again. Wrapping things up here on Marquette College Game Day, live from Fiserv Forum. My name is Brian D. Marquette taking on Seton Hall at 8 o'clock tonight in a game you can hear always right here on 94.5 ESPN. Yes, the UConn Huskies trailing by 6 right now at home against Villanova. And it speaks to reason to what I just talked about in that last segment. These Big East Conference standings are still really muddled, and Marquette is still very much in the mix for a regular season title. Now, it's going to take winning out. There's no doubt about it. And St. John's still has to play UConn, so St. John's is going to have to fumble the bag once down the stretch. But if they do, Marquette gets St. John's here in Milwaukee on Senior Day, and if Marquette gets to that game unscathed and St. John's loses once, that would bring them into a tie for a Big East regular season championship. And as we've found out in the past, dating back to 2013, there's no tiebreakers. There will be for the 1 seed in the Big East tournament. But if you tie for the regular season championship, you get to hang a banner, you get a trophy, you get to call yourself a conference champ. That's still very much in play for this Marquette Golden Eagle basketball team. And if UConn loses tonight, they're definitely out of it. They would be 9-6 in conference play and 4 games back of St. John's for the top of the conference. So UConn really struggling down the stretch, and I'm sure Dan Hurley is absolutely thrilled about that. Taking a quick peek at Joe Lunardi of ESPN's latest edition of Bracketology, as we're about a month or so away from Selection Sunday. Never too early to take a peek ahead. Lunardi currently has Marquette on the 5 line in a 5-12 game, that scary 5-12 game against Drake. But if Marquette puts a string together, I think the 4 or potentially even a 3-seed ceiling is still on the table. Some other teams of note to keep your eye on if you're a Marquette basketball fan. Those aforementioned UConn Huskies are an 8 seed right now. What a scary proposition for a number 1 seed. Because if UConn's able to get through that first game in the NCAA tournament against a 9 seed, and right now Lunardi has them lined up against Ohio State, and these are all predictions, you never know. But if UConn gets through, they're going to play a 1 seed in the second round. Can you imagine being Cooper Flagg and Duke, or Johnny Broome and Auburn, or Alabama, or Florida, or one of these teams that's been just unstoppable all season long? And you have to play Dan Hurley and the 2-time defending national champs in the second round on the first weekend of the NCAA tournament. I don't care that UConn's struggling right now. And again, they're up. They've cut it to 2 with 4 minutes left at Villanova. So they're still really good. That's the point of the thing. UConn's still unbelievable. And you do not want to see them come March Madness. So UConn on the 8 line, and then those pesky Wisconsin Badgers getting really hot. They're up to a number 3 seed, potentially playing right here at Fiserv Forum in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, come the first and second round of the NCAA tournament. I'm sure a lot of basketball fans across the state of Wisconsin would love to see the Badgers come to Fiserv, and ultimately a good thing for Marquette, because Marquette's got that Badger win in their back pocket from early December. So until March Madness, Marquette fans should kind of be rooting for the Badgers to keep upping that net ranking. It's becoming a more and more quality win for the Marquette Golden Eagles. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight here on Marquette College Game Day. Once again, if you missed any of our conversation with Oso Ighodaro, check it out later at the ESPN Milwaukee YouTube page. Gabe Neitzel has your network pregame coverage coming up next from Il Churvo. Homer and Tony Smith on the call of Marquette and Seton Hall at 8 o'clock. This has been Marquette College Game Day, brought to you all season long by National Liquor Mart, Cousin Subs, and Marquette Athletics on 94.5 ESPN.
National Liquor Mart is packed with deals to get you through the winter.